what is it about fake it until you make it that doesn't feel right? How is that some people stay stuck in the same problems, while others overcome life's toughest challenges? Of course, there are obvious reasons to why they're stuck. Maybe they haven't found the right therapist. Maybe they're just not in the right place in life. Or maybe they're not tackling the cause. The truth is, we all are shaped by our past, and everyone has different reasons. However, there is one factor which is the most important on whether we can face and overcome our problems. This is courage. I'm sure we've all heard great stories about those who have overcome a difficulty. From people with illnesses conquering the highest mountains, to survivors of the Ukraine war. But to us, mere mortals, what does it really mean to be courageous? Does it have to be something so out of the ordinary? Or can it be simply to go to school? Let's have a look at how the English dictionary defines being courageous. It says that someone with courage is not deterred by danger or pain, hence, brave. Okay, hold on that thought. What I believe is that courage doesn't come easily. We need to foster and strengthen our courage. Of course, if we've had to overcome adversity, we are at an advantage because we have the opportunities to cultivate courage. So, being courageous is not simply getting out of bed and complaining about what's wrong. Courage means being truthful with oneself. Courage is admitting that we screwed up. Courage is admitting that we can't cope alone. I've personally had to deal with coping alone. Since a very young age, I suffered with what I can still easily say to this day, bullying. I felt pressure to not disappoint, but also not to worry my parents, to the point that suicide came across my mind. But then I thought, I won't be able to claim my hope for a future. And it was that simple thought, along with, being worried about how my parents would react, that made me realize there was still a glimmer of hope. What I now realize is that I was struggling with what society precursors us into believing. We are supposed to be happy. I was only 8. Now imagine what would have happened if I had just been a little older and had social media. There's a chance that I wouldn't be here talking to all of you right now. Teenagers are struggling now more to deal with their problems because they feel like it's unnatural to feel vulnerable and not to show their best smile. Well, sometimes it is not possible. We should be taught to give importance to time and not to compare healing journeys to those on social media who we feel we know so well. Right now, I'm just putting out the obvious problems. But what about the solutions? My advice is to trust your loved ones. And I know, since I'm very stubborn myself, that it can be difficult feeling comfortable with a vulnerability situation. You don't need to make a grand gesture to begin developing your courage. It is asking for what you want, even if you could be turned down. Being courageous means acting despite our worries and fears. There is no guarantee that it will always go right, and taking risks always means that there'll be times when we don't get what we want. But there are those sweet little moments when we suddenly realize we can achieve great things if we just try. So courage is not a duty imposed by society, and perhaps fake it until you make it doesn't fit so well in the inclusive, understanding society that we are trying to build. So what is courage? Courage is not depriving ourselves of who we really are.